closure. The family needs closure. And I'm certain on the flip side of things, as it relates to Gleason, the Lewis family is seeking closure, seeking justice just the same. What's happening? Why is it taking so long? What is it we are not being told? What is it they're keeping from us? Guess we'll never know. Anyways, get ready to go back on the inside after one more. One more. Are we good? We good? Alright, we good. Let me do this and we come right back.
Get on up and get yourselves ready. Okay. It's the wake up call with the Fugitive, Crystal, and DJ Jose.
Hey, so once again, yeah, we're live. We're live on Facebook. Yeah, go right ahead. Continue to share it. Share it. Kishroy Chambers is on the inside with us. You good?
Yes, I'm good.
All right then. Good. No, you're gonna get some fire here. All right. You can't come inside here and not expect to get some fire. You're gonna get some fire. I was gonna say friendly fire, but let me just keep that. All right. Let me see. Let me go ahead and shout out to Uncle Kenny. Welcome home, Uncle Kenny. Enjoy your day today and be safe. You got some love coming from Ron and Ronako. Yeah, Extreme, y'all stay safe. All right, keep up the great works that y'all doing. Here's one. Let me play this one for you.
Fuji, good morning. Fuji, I'm listening to this man and I'm wondering what is his main reason why he's on this radio station this morning. And this is the thing with this country here. People are afraid to speak exactly how they feel and the things that is going on around us. And if we have to be doing this thing here, we will never get problem solved in this country here. He keep going around in circles. For crying out loud, this is your brother that lost his life that you say you love so much. And still you hold him back from saying exactly why you are on the station to say what you have to say. You understand? And he have to understand it's not fools listening. I don't understand him. He going around in circles and at the end of the day he coming back right too. He want to say what he have to say and like he is afraid to say what he have to say. And that is a big problem in this place. It come back now to yesterday to this thing with the Prime Minister where he suing much of people. It's just to have people scared. And I'm afraid to say what they have to say. I don't like this at all. I can't stomach this.
You want to respond to that?
Well, as I said, I think your audience is very broad. Actually, people are frustrated in St. Vincent
and you can tell that.
But I think for the people who have known our family and who know what we stand for, will expect that. What they will never do. People will agree with the fact that. We will never turn our back on our brother.
It won't be fire with fire type of approach.
It won't be that. It won't be in a sense of we disrespecting any police officer, any individual person. But we will be robustly.
It won't be disrespecting. It would be saying what is, saying how you feel. I mean, outside of wanting to go the right channels. You are human being, and as human beings,
definitely.
Definitely.
Ways. There is a feeling of frustration and anger. And as I said to you, in every avenue where we speak to the police officer Frank. We had meeting with the commissioner of police, and we've been frank. We have been robust to anyone. We will not stop until this is done. We believe that that more should have been done in terms of this. We needed to come to a closure. We need to know what happened. We will not stop. We want the police to get this done.
One of the things that you've said in a frank, robust manner to the commissioner of police. When we come back, hold on. Let me take this call. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, morning.
Morning, welcome.
I think the guy is being very careful on what he's saying because
he has to be. It's
an ongoing investigation. So the lady that called in, it's not just like we out on the road and we could say who we want. He's on the air. You know what I mean? And saying something can can interrupt the
Jeopardize,
investigation.
yeah. Mhm.
So, you know what I mean? So he have to know what he's saying concerning the matter. It's not that he afraid. There's nothing afraid. But he has to know there's an ongoing investigation. So he just can't come out and see the information, and then in the long run, it is going to mess up everything. And that is our problem. Nobody is saying that yes, you have free speech, but free speech is not saying what you want.
Yeah.
You know what I
Definitely.
mean?
All right then.
So I can understand the guy. Keep up the work. Everybody looking for closure, but you have to know what you're doing and how you're doing it.
All right then, my buddy. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right then. Bless up. Yeah, you agree?
Yes.
Agree?
Yes.
Let me see. Keep the faith. Kish. God will bring what's in the darkness into light. I see you shaking your head there. You figure that there are things that are being kept in the dark?
Well, I think, as I said, if things are not coming into it, if the investigation is not closed, then we believe in a sense that is still a bit of darkness. You know, clarity in a sense, in anything, bring light and bring, in
Hold
a
on,
sense,
caller.
an understanding to
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
You
Good morning.
said
Good morning, caller. Morning.
This thing with Chambers, it's time for this thing come to a settlement with his family, because how I get to see and understand, they had the family turning around, and then the family them needed justice. Chambers then they with my daughter.
All right.
You
We ain't,
understand me?
we ain't want all that information,
And-
but I understand how close you would be to
They
it.
needed to come to justice, and the commissioner police needed to show the family the camera, because the time Chambers get shoot, they ain't
We
get
ain't gonna go down that road. We ain't going down that road there. And then we treading carefully on the thing you going and listen. It's $500,000. We don't have them kind of money there. You know, you crazy? Listen, man. We not going down there this morning. All right. Good morning. We missed that one, no problem. But you're gonna call back 457-1043. That's the truth, Fuji. We are all humans. Yeah. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Fuji. Good morning, Mr. Chambers.
Morning.
Station Sergeant Smith here. How are you doing?
Not too bad. We good.
Okay,
we
great.
good.
You know, I also want to say this. The legacy of Sergeant Chambers must never be left undone and untold. And equally, I can understand the frustration of the family of Sergeant Chambers. I also understand the frustration of members of the ISVG police force. But let it be known that the Welfare Association and Sergeant Chambers, I must say, would have worked under me during the time of his death. That is something in which those of us who worked at Kittels Police Station will never ever forget. But the Welfare Association also has a role to play in getting closure to this matter. And
before we go further, may I ask who is calling?
Well, I did say Brenton Smith, Station Sergeant Smith.
Okay, good.
So,
because I got the understanding that you're speaking from a certain level. All right, but go ahead. Now that we know. All right, thank you. Go ahead.
And the Welfare Association will, Mr. Chambers, will write to the Commissioner of Police, and we'll ask him as exactly what is the status of that investigation. Because
thank you. It is needed. Thank you.
It's over a year, and of course, all of us need closure into this matter. It's a very important one for the family and friends of Sergeant Chambers. And I mean, this morning really reminds me of a number of things that have been happening around us. And this one is no exception. And I also want to show Chambers that the fight is not for him and his family alone, but for all of us. And we'll do our part in doing such. I mean, I'm sorry also that we have not done so more robust before. But the rest of the show, we'll do it from here on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother Smith, right there. The Police Welfare Association is committing the organization to the fight, at least to get closure. And according to Sergeant Smith, Brenton Smith, what he is saying is that they plan on writing to the commissioner to ask certain questions, one of which would be to find out why is it taking so long to bring closure to this particular case that is ongoing. Yeah? How does that make you feel, hearing from
Yes, definitely, and I think we've always get the support. My mom definitely and dad have get the support of the Welfare Association. In a one of the speech, in a sense, they've said they call upon all police force throughout the Caribbean, and that is the Welfare Association on a more broader
Right,
scale,
yeah.
in a sense, to ensure that that police is given the correct equipment when they go out on duty. And I think this is why, as he said, that this fight is not only
Correct.
for the families, a sense of to ensure that at these inquests that things can be looked at, policies can be put in place, procedure can be put in place. So definitely, so we really again, we are calling for that. We couldn't be clearer in terms of what we want. As we said, we remain very respectful of the organization that we have served into.
Okay. Valicia says, yes, Kish, you're doing well. Still tongue keeps a wise head. Yeah. Sil says, the Christian Council, where are you when families family need your services? Yeah. Where are you, the Christian Council, when families need your services? In Jesus' name, it says. Let's go again. Some more responses via WhatsApp this time. Good morning. I get the impression that he's confused. He's trying to express himself, but he is afraid to do so. All right. Tell the truth. What he believes. So what justification you will get if you can? What justification you will get if you can come out and say what you think or know what happened to your brother? That's one way. That's one. Good morning. It is commendable that these people are not giving up on their brother and are seeking justice. However, it seems to me that he has already made up his mind that if the coroner's inquest does not bring back the evidence they are looking for, if it differs from what they have been told, he won't believe and would take it further. That is not making sense to me, because it appears that the only evidence they would believe is the one that confirms, to what they have been told. I am still asking the question, why not simply accept the coroner's results unless you have already made up your mind otherwise?
Well, I think
response.
At the moment we haven't accept anything, any sort of evidence. Evidence in a sense only can be presented in through a particular system. When that evidence is sent to us, there's different theories in terms of how what's wrong is death. And like any death in the world, one cannot jump to the conclusion, and as a family, if the police officer said, the police said to us that he died somewhere, the public say he died in a different circumstances. Like any rule of law, you have to rely upon the state in a sense to bring information, and then those information have to be tested, and those information have to test it through any sort of process.
I want to ask you a ticklish question now, based on your experience, and there's also fits with his one of the lead investigators that we've had in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for a number of years. Have you done your own private investigation? Are you allowed to do your own private investigation? Are you thinking about doing your own private investigation on this matter?
No, we have not done any sort of private investigation. We as we said, and I think it's very difficult sometimes to say these things. We have to rely upon the state in a sense to do some form of to do their investigation. But we as a family have not done any form of investigation. So
even for your own knowledge, you haven't kicked in with some of the skills that you possess and question certain things, even for your own knowledge, that has not been done?
Well, I think sometimes when you look at, as I said, when you look at operations, when you look at operation like that, it requires, I know personally that it requires high level of skills and discipline in terms of these things. The difficulty sometimes you need to put what have happened to the knowledge that you know. So in a sense that if somebody sends some information to us as a family, you can look at that as with some form of expertise and saying, well, this is open in a sense to be questioned. What we don't want to do is that we don't want to run to any conclusion in terms of what have happened. As I said, this is not about getting at the police or getting at anyone or getting at any family. This is not taking, we still have to keep a very cool head, very professional. But in the same manner is that message of that, we need this to come to close. We think more should be done. And we're asking everyone, we're calling upon everyone that is in power, the commissioner of police, the opposition of to hold the authority to accountability in terms of this. We're calling on the DPP. He's responsible for the people in terms of anything like that.
Now.
Yes, so we're calling for all these things to be done. We and I think don't underestimate in terms of us being disciplined, and don't underestimate the fact that we're not swearing or being angry, and the people who
It's not
know
gonna be an easy run
the
over.
people who know who this family will definitely know it's not a family. We just don't give up on our brother. We won't do that.
Good. I'm
but at
happy
the
to hear
same
that.
same token, we will not be going to abuse any the system, abuse
Fair
the
enough.
police. But we
Fair
will
enough.
stand up.
Fair enough.
With anybody,
Yeah,
anyone.
yeah. That is
so-
understandable. That is understandable. Somebody was asking. We touched on the ballistics already. We threw that out already. Somebody says, very good question. Very, very good question. You deserve a medal. I don't know in reference to what, but bring the medal now. CID is just like the FBI, right? So who is doing the detective work? A lot more detective work needs to be done. That one is saying someone else is calling. Good morning.
Morning, Fuji.
Morning. Welcome.
I want to welcome the man for looking for his justice, but I want to ask him still, from the day he's gonna get there to a whole year, think he's gonna get justice?
Can you speak up a little bit more, please? Thanks.
I said to the fella, I want to ask him a question from since he was brother was died, from the day one to a whole year. Do you think he's gonna get justice?
All right.
Yes, I do believe we will get justice. We won't stop until we get justice. And as I said, this is not only a fight. He was a public servant. He served the people of St. Vincent the Grenadines. And I think it's the whole of St. Vincent the Grenadines should be, is this cry should be in a sense, to the authorities, that justice should be done. We believe that this is everybody, fight where much is given, much in a sense is required. We're not saying in a sense that we don't believe we won't get it. We're saying it's taking too long, and we need it to come to close. But in closing, we are still asking for that high the level of professionalism and with an investigation, as my brother has done when he have investigated crimes.
Mikhail is saying, sorry, caller. Go ahead, caller. Sorry.
I know what you are saying, but it's this thing now with anybody, all over the world. It could have been my brother, it could have been my son, and everybody who behind this had to know they have somebody in life too, and they don't want that these kind of things come to them. So I bet they just come out and speak out and all the girl justice and thing go down, because it's just so. Anybody could have been there.
Yeah.
He ain't solving just himself or your family. He's solving the whole of things.
Definitely.
So everybody had to know that somebody have somebody. And they need to speak out the truth to the man. Because the other person who hold it down, someday something going to happen to these people or happen to him. And you don't want people to speak out the truth the same way. So we have to look for justice for our people.
All right then, caller. Definitely.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much for calling and sharing. Some more from Facebook. Remember, we're live on Facebook. Mikhail says, wait, this still going on? I think they left this battle to God. That sounds like kind of widow. Not too sure. I think they left this battle to God. You want to respond to that?
Well, I think we do believe in God. We believe.
It sounds like kind of the way in which it is
Yes,
put there.
yeah. But yeah, we do believe in God, but in a sense, we do believe God give wisdom and understanding. We do believe God also believing in the rule of law, and as I said, God Himself have a justice system in terms of the Ten Commandments, similar to the police officer in police system. Require in a sense to ensure that laws and ensure that is upheld within the land. So while we do believe in God, we also believe in a sense that justice needs to be done.
Correct.
And God have put men and women in place to ensure that have been done.
Oh yeah. Good morning, caller.
Hello, morning, you
Morning. Welcome.
It's one thing with it's Chambers. Chambers used to do his work. I'm telling you, it's his work. He used to work good. And right now, if he die right now, nothing he can get on in Camden Park because everything like them gone down in the drain. Chambers used to get up and walk. I tell you, as a civil servant, it was a good police, and he missed.
Well, he did.
And if it's anything, we rally in. The whole area is rallying. The whole of Camden Park and Kittles come right back for the justice of him.
All
because
right,
we miss him. We miss him.
We all do. Okay. All right, then. Thank you for that one. Some more from WhatsApp. Good morning. Keep poking him. He wants to say things, but he's holding back because of. And then they said, you stop it, but don't mind me. Right questions, but he is dodging. They say you're dodging. Kishroy, they say you're dodging. Good morning, Fuji. Morning, Kishroy. Barely is with you. He was a gem of a young man, and we want justice. Good morning, caller.
Yes, Fuji.
Morning. Welcome.
Chambers.
Yeah, right. Well, welcome. Listen to the phone, not the radio in the background, because there's a delay. All right, so maybe you can share your side of things. Well, we have about 2 minutes. I mean, what's your take on it? Kishroy has shared from his side. I mean, what would you like to add to all that Kish might have said?
Right. I think my brother is very careful. And he has to be, especially in an ongoing investigation. I think he failed to mention that he also spent a few years in our local police. Right? So he also have a bit of police in him. In terms of his family, I heard you asked about the relationship with the family.
Yeah, I did.
Right? From day 2, I went, that's the Monday, I went to the family home and I sat down with the family. And we had a good conversation. They took me to where the incident happened. I did my assessment as a chain investigator.
Uh-huh.
Right. I think the issue I had at that scene is the time at which the police spent on the scene. I think something like that where 2 persons got killed, and one of the things that isn't mentioned publicly on a regular basis is that another officer got shot in his foot.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think that is like that's gone out of people's memory, but that is somebody's child, somebody's son.
That's true.
Right, and they are suffering serious injury. But I think my brother has to be careful with what he said, and I agree with him with a lot of things.
And I appreciate his approach to it as well. I mean, most people won't understand it, but I can see where he's coming from.
But justice must be swift, right? It must be accurate, but it must be swift. And I think the reason why my brother is there is to let the public know that it is not swift.
Well, I mean, a year and 4 months after, it can't be swift. It would be good for them to speed up the process. But well, Kishroy shared his view and what he is seeking for. What about you, Fitz? In terms of justice, what would you be satisfied with in your calls for justice?
Well, thorough investigation, the same dedication that the system put into other cases. When Glenn Jackson got killed, we see. I believe the Scotland Yard. I walk along with the Scotland Yard when they came.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, if you have one of your top police officers got killed, I think he
bring in Scotland Yard.
He deserves the highest level of investigation.
I agree.
And we haven't seen it. Right?
No. You said day number 2 you went to the Lewis's family home, and they took you to the scene where the incident took place. You said that you did your own investigation in inverted commas based on your own experience. Your findings, are they in any way conflicting with what you're being told, what the family is being told from the findings of the police?
Well,
you don't have to answer if you don't want.
I would not chat and because sometimes they say believe is not fact.
Right.
I might come with a certain belief.
But me believing as an amateur to all of this versus you investigating based on your own experience is totally different, brethren.
Right.
Totally different. But I understand if you don't want to answer.
Right,
I am okay with it.
As a past member of the police and also a current investigator, I would respect the police. I would not chat on how they do their investigation. As my brother said, we are waiting on evidence.
Right.
Last day I was with you and I had discussion otherwise. And we believe in evidence and we believe in the rule of law. What we would not accept is any mediocre level of investigation.
Do you think the level of investigation that we've seen so far, that you've seen so far, would you term it as being mediocre?
The force or the system hasn't presented anything to us as yet.
So so far it is mediocre.
To me, there need to be a more robust approach towards the investigation. I mean, it's a year, and I think somewhere in the media, even before the day was out, that the police force made a public statement, I believe, on Facebook, and give you a story of what apparently happened, and even stuff like those. I mean, I believe, let's say a crime scene like that, the property itself should have been intact for the next week or two, because police would go on a scene with emotions because one of their good brother just get killed, and next one get shot, and next man get killed. And sometimes because of your emotion, if you cannot control emotion, you cannot really function properly in a crime scene. Right? So if I was that person, I personally would have held that house. The family would have to stay from that house for a while until everybody gain their composure, investigate.
So that the area is not contaminated and so on.
Right.
Yeah.
I was rather surprised that a few hours after you went on the scene and the family was there nailing up door, putting up fence. I was like, I mean, but they have to know. I don't know what was done on the crime scene at the time before I get there.
I get you.
But
strange, but.
Yeah,
right. But what would you? I mean, we had to wrap up. But what would you like to see going forward?
I would like to see the police pay a more interest. See, in the initial stage, we have all kind of charade about my brother is this, my brother is that, my brother is that. We have this award, plaque, and everything, and you have that within. It's like a 9-day stuff. But after a while, you're not hearing anything, right? I would like to see a better approach, and still it's only a year and a few months.
Right.
Still have that. You want to tell me after a year and
he
a
has
few
been
months,
forgotten
everybody
already.
Yeah, it's like no, somebody possibly still suffering. The Lewis family, which I have a good relationship with, still suffering.
They too are calling for justice as well.
Right. You understand? So my thing is if you have the public have an opinion, a certain type of opinion, you as a country, you as a police force or government has that responsibility in satisfying the public. That is our duty.
Right. Yeah.
So I am expecting that within the near future that they will conclude the investigation, have a inquest, look at certain things that happened recently. That within a tap of a finger, persons have been arrested, matters gone to court and so on. Let's see the same thing happen to, as you say, and as I know, one of the best investigators we ever had.
Of course.
Let us show that to the public that my child is in the police force, something happened to him, justice would be thorough but quick. Let us see that for other persons, so that persons would not have fear sending their children in police force.
All right then, my buddy. Thank you very much for calling. I mean, we'll talk some more when we meet in person.
We will.
All right then. Good. Let me share a few more from this side, and then we start wrapping things up. I admire Mr. Chambers for being professional and being most respectful to the police force and the investigation. But this administration has shown that being too professional will get you nowhere. And in the end, I will get no satisfaction. Things don't add up with his death and who they're claiming killed your brother. No, I read that wrong. Things don't add up with his death and who they're claiming killed your brother. But I do understand your plight. I hope you and the family get what you seek. Alright? Someone else is saying the Lewis family needs justice as well. Let me see. What else there? The bullet that hit. I'm going to share that. But they're asking, why is it so difficult to just match? I mean, we touched on the ballistics again. Alright? We touched on the ballistics. Good morning, Fuji. Good morning to your guests, Mr. Chambers. My condolences to your family and to the Lewis family. I too heard the allegations of Mr. Chambers being shot by fellow officers, and I never understood two things. One, if that was true, why that officer never stepped forward and confessed? Maybe I'm naive, but I feel if the family had heard from the beginning that it was friendly fire, they may have accepted it, forgiven the officer for an incident and moved on. But I could be wrong. And two, Fuji, humor me for a second. If they did shoot their own officer, why did they rip into Gleason the way they did? They shot their own and took it out on him. I understand the listener's frustration, but Mr. Chambers cannot give opinions on hearsay. We like to jail people because of what people saying on the streets. He's going about this the right way. Believing in the rule of law doesn't mean that the law is used fairly and works for everyone. Anything, I mean, maybe on the part of the family, maybe going forward, what would you like to see happening? Where is the family going forward? What you hope for the family? What would give the family that peace of mind at the end of the day? What if it takes another year, another 2 years for closure to come? What happens between now and then?
Well, I think that's one of the questions that we continue to ask the system in terms of how long is this going to take? the family need this to come to conclusion, so that we can continue to, in a sense, to celebrate his life. We're hearing so many different stories, but as was said before, it's very important in a sense that we stick to to the facts, and where, like any system where facts doesn't add up, those information in a sense have been challenged. We just want we're not here to criticize anyone. We're just here to say in a sense that we really want this to be done. We believe that our brother have given a lot to St. Vincent the Grenadines, and that mom and dad deserve that the same thing to be done to their child. I've heard many stories, as was said, in terms of the way he investigated. The last time I met my brother, he was in the vehicle with so it was with Fitz and him together, and that's the highest form of policing together. They were talking about law. And I was so impressed about the level of knowledge and skills and
As
passion.
two brothers.
Yeah, that the two brothers, in a sense, have had about the about their profession, and that is what I'm saying. If he have given much, if he have given a lot to this country, there's no excuse for the system not to invest their resources in terms of for anybody, and that doesn't go to my brother. It goes to anyone who have served St. Vincent the Grenadines. It goes to the person who the person who is homeless on the street. They deserve that. It's not in the sense that because he's my brother, we call for justice for anyone. But we in a sense, we believe that when you serve your country, as we have served before, that has to be recognized by everybody. And so we are asking again, we're always calling for the media and for everybody to continue to challenge and to be robust, with this as they do with other issues and so forth. So we definitely want a closing. To this.
Well, let me say thank you for the time shared. I mean, I know the listeners, those who might have forgotten it, have remembered. It was brought back to their memory, and I know this is definitely gonna be the discussion going forward for a few days. But we need it to be much more than a discussion. We need action to be taken. We need closure. Just like the family, just like the Lewis's family, we all need closure on this. And I'm gonna say thank you to Brother Smith for sharing on behalf of the Police Welfare Association, and it was good to hear from them and what they're planning to do to add their voice to the calls that are being made for this to come to an end. It's time enough. Yes. It's really time. It must be frustrating. You might even feel that it is somewhat inhumane and all. To be putting families through this.
Yes.
Nobody deserves this. All right, but thank you once again, my brother. All those of you who shared via WhatsApp, those of you who called, those of you on Facebook, thank you so much. For those of you who missed out on it, it's there on Facebook, Extreme 104 on Facebook. All right, go check it out for yourself, and you can always go back to it. All right, that's where we gonna end it. Ooh, thank you to ZJ Stompai and DJ Q for the extra few minutes there. We are here until tomorrow.
Air filters, oil filters, fuel filters, disc pads and brake shoes, clutch disc, pressure plates, rotor plates, engine parts, fan belts, timing belts, oil seals, spark plugs, radiators, radiator hoses, water pumps, universal joints, suspension